In this video, I'll share 5 story lessons with you that why healing girl trends do not work with my deep heartbreak, breakup, in separation and divorce, and what really started to touch me, heal my soul. And you'll recognize similar nudges in your own story. Have you had that inner reality check to see that why your soul is still screaming in deep pain? And I'll explain why those trending rituals, ceremonies don't work when you have experienced deep trauma, deep pain, deep breakup, and what actually starts to heal at a soul level from inside out, not outside in. There's a difference between the aesthetic work, showing that you are doing that self-care, making sure it looks pretty, with all the candles and bubble bath and journaling. Nothing wrong in it, but there is a difference between that aesthetic self-care versus a deep soul level spiritual work with God, the creator, your spirit. And you'll see why it makes so much sense and is the reality that will bring into your own soul's healing. If you're spiritually inclined mom and you're deeply heartbroken in separation, divorce, hit the subscribe button now, because I bring the healing videos and spiritual tools to show you how you can heal from soul up. By the way, my name is Ashima. I was married for 18 years. I had a beautiful marriage. I believed and I lived happily in that beautiful marriage. But until the day my husband left me suddenly, blindsiding me, and that 18 years were just gone within an hour. That shattered me to my core. I tried popular ways like burning candles, clearing up the energy with sage, journaling, making my house look pretty clean and organized. But these are all surface level things that we do, but it does not touch the deepest pain, deepest wounds in our soul. Outwardly looking spiritual and doing spiritual things and convincing that you are doing spiritual stuff does not equate to the deep pain, deep betrayal, deep trauma that you are dealing with inside. So that work needs to be done from deep within, not outwardly. That's like betraying your own soul, lying to your own self. And that's what I'm here to show you, that to do that real work that will move the needle and help you heal, grow, evolve, thrive. Because the truth is that aesthetics don't move the needle, but the soul level healing does. The turning point came in my life when I started to really apply all the spiritual wisdom, spiritual principles, how to live. Wisdom I've been learning from my guru, from masters and great ones who have achieved the liberation and very much tried to make sense, and it healed me from deep inside from my wounds and pain and trauma. I had lost hope that I would not heal, but when I started applying those spiritual principles, it started to make all the sense that why we have these sacred knowledge, sacred wisdom from gurus, great saints and masters. It's not theoretical, it's practical. Apply it to your own pains, challenges and struggles, and you will see yourself coming out stronger on the other side. I stopped trying to look like I was healing and actually started to feel that I am healing. And that's the whole difference. That when you feel from your soul versus convincing your mind that I am healing, I am doing the work, I'm doing everything that's necessary, that's required. Our whole healthcare system is simply built on making them rich, filling up their pockets. And it's an illusion. They feed to us. It's an illusion that they market to us. But how many of us are really healing at a deep root level? Have you paid attention? Have you asked yourself this question? Even while you're taking therapy, having cute journals, writing, doing rituals, doing prayers, affirmations, listening to podcasts, listening to calming music, and still felt shattered inside, only soul level spiritual healing will make you feel whole at a soul level, will rebuild your life from soul up. That's why I want to talk with you why surface level healing trends don't or isn't enough, and what finally shifted everything inside me. Lesson 1. Why healing girl trends feel good but don't touch devastation. I tried all these healing girl trends that's like buying this cute journal, doing self-care routine, taking baths, lighting up the candles, listening to calming music, playing that meditation playlist, doing the prayers, doing the affirmations. You experience a temporary calm, you will experience good for the moment, but as soon as that candle went off, or you're out of the bath, you're out of that affirmation meditation mindset, you're back in that traumatized pain. You're back in that loop of anxiety and overthinking. It's like putting glitter on your deep wounds, which look nice and pretty outside, but nothing changed in inner world. Is that happening with you too? Those trends aren't bad, but I just want to convey that they are not meant for soul level trauma, soul level deep healing. When my husband left, my whole life imploded. They mostly help calm the nervous system in the moment, make it look good outwardly, create a nice atmosphere in the materialistic world, but they don't address the deep relationship, the intimate relationship you have with your God, your spirit, with the Creator, or the deeper patterns on your soul, deeper patterns in your soul. Real healing starts when you stop asking yourself, how do I look? Maybe this will help me heal. 2, how do I let spirit, wisdom, your gods, your guides, to come and work with you, to allow that wisdom and apply that wisdom on you. Start taking that action, that spiritual wisdom that you have been studying or learning. How do I let spirit, the wisdom, and soul level truth actually transform this pain from inside out? If you feel like you have done everything, all the self-care routines and self-care practices, and still feel deeply painful, still feel deeply broken, hurt, traumatized, comment it's still hurting. No judgment. I just want you to know that you are not alone. We are forming a tribe here, a soul tribe. So we heal together. We heal in the God-given wisdom. We heal from deep within. If this speaks to you and you are a spiritually inclined mom who has done the therapy, the self-care routine, the exercise, the meditations, and it's still not touching your deepest pain, deepest wounds and trauma, comment, give me the soul guide. I have created a sacred blueprint that helps you transform your pain and trauma into a beautiful divine light. And that guide will tell you what soul healing is, why your healing must begin at soul level, at the deepest energetic root level, and why it is necessary to heal from inside out, and how spiritual energy can transform your pain, your trauma, your grief into an awakening, not just coping or not putting the band-aids on your symptoms anymore. Comment, give me the guide, I'll share the link with you. Lesson 2, doing all the right things that still didn't help. I was just talking a little earlier that you're listening to podcast, playing that playlist, meditation music, calming music, journaling, exercising, doing therapy, joining support groups, but it's still not helping or healing you at a deep level. You're stuck in this emotional loop of overthinking, stressing, living in anxiety, living in panic, fear, betrayal, mistrust, not trusting others, because it's all coming from that pain, from that experience of that trauma that you have experienced. But you are not meant to stay in that experience. You're meant to learn the lessons that why this pain has come to me and what it is trying to teach me. Your physical state is messed up, hormones, not able to sleep. It's affecting your physical health, your emotional health, your mental health, your peace, and it impacts your life. You miss on opportunities, you miss to show up in your full authentic self and how you show up for your kids, because you have this giant legal divorce in front of you that you have to deal with. So, you have to heal and become whole in order to tackle that challenge, that burden, that extra stress. When I was doing the research in soul healing and spiritual energetic work, I spoke to many women who are going through the same trauma, heartbreak, breakup, separation, right? And I found the common thread, what these women were telling me. Most of them were saying that they were doing therapy, meditation, reading books, self-help books, podcasts, exercise, journaling, affirmations, but yet deep inside they are empty, they are numb, they don't feel themselves, they think that their life has been destroyed. Women are living with this despite doing so much and having so much available resources. But these resources are not meant to heal our deep-rooted pain and trauma. It's how our healthcare system is. It's just meant to put a band-aid on your symptoms for a moment and say, okay, you're fine, you can go home. But when you go home, you're struggling with the same issues. That pain, that anxiety, the stress, the emotional overload, the anger, the disappointment, the frustration, it shows up in your life. Whether you are dealing with your children, whether you are dealing with people in your real life, people at work, in your society, in your community, it affects every ounce of your existence. The healthcare industry is built around profits. It's an illusion. When they put a band-aid on us, it's an illusion that you are healed, but truly you are not. So you keep going back to them, keep feeding them, and they make money, but you are stuck in your mental and emotional health. It keeps on declining. Look where we are today. We have an epidemic. There are endless tools for symptoms, but there is nothing for soul level, deep-rooted healing. And if you feel that you have done everything and yet you feel deeply painful, it's not your fault. It's how our system is designed. It wasn't designed to heal you at the root. Your God, your spirit, universe wants you free, not just functional. They want you to liberate. They want you to free your soul, your pain, your trauma, because you are whole. You are part of the spirit. So you cannot be broken. Here's a reflection question I will share. Ask yourself that what things are really helping move the needle for me and what things are not. Reflect on this question and you may share with me if you feel like. No judgment, but I'm here. I'm here with you. Lesson 3. Why therapy alone isn't built for the root. I have some therapist friends through my professional circle, and I was talking to these friends, these multiple therapists, 6, 7 of them. And when they found out the spiritual healing work that I do, they were all stunned and they were so curious. They were like, we need that. We need this because the way we have been trained, clinically, psychologically, what we have learned theoretically, we have not been trained to bring a root level healing. I truly admire your work. How do you do this? What do you do? They were so much wanting to know and learn, and it really intrigued them that why their own industry is not equipping them with actual tools that will move the needle, that will help their clients and their patients. And I find it so fascinating. I'm like, all that I am teaching is already laid out in our ancient text. These enlightened masters and all the great ones have studied and they have shared that wisdom with us. It is up to now us if we want to apply that wisdom in our own life, in our own struggles and challenges. Nothing is hidden, but today's society just refused to look at it from that perspective. Because we think that when we do more, we will achieve more. But that's not the case, my friends. Life is simple. Life is supposed to be simple. And it is. It is us who are making it complicated by staying in that rat race, doing one thing after the another and bullying ourselves. I took therapy myself when my marriage ended. It gave me that time to talk to the therapist how I was feeling, but it didn't move the needle. It didn't help my deepest pain. It didn't dissolve that deep grief, the betrayal, the trauma, the pain. And then, this therapist world, what they say, you just have to live with it. You never overcome the grief. You never overcome this kind of pain. You just have to deal with it, live with it. It just becomes part of your life. No, my friends, you are a pure soul. You are not supposed to live with this burden, with this kind of pain, because it's a choice. Therapy can be a beautiful support, but it works at such a conditional level, such a surface level. It validates that of course you're hurt, of course you're angry, of course you're in pain. But that doesn't bring the solution, that doesn't heal us, that doesn't make us happy, does it? Validation can comfort us, but it doesn't help us. Versus the soul healing works at a deeper wounds, deeper layer of who you are, your soul identity, your karmic patterns, your thinking patterns, your relationship with your spirit, with your God, with your spiritual energy. It works at those deeper layers. So when we work at those deeper layers at the root, then of course the outcome, you will see it manifest. But does therapy work at that level? I think you can answer that better. When you bring the pain of your heartbreak through meditation, through prayers, through conscious living, through studying the wisdom, divine can rewrite your story at a deepest level, brings so much meaning, because God is only asking us to take one step. You take one, God takes 10. He's just waiting for us to step into that arena. He so much wants to help you, but he needs your help in order to help you. If you have felt these limitations that you're going to therapy, talking about it, nothing helps, or it feels good in the moment, but then afterwards I'm same, and you're hungry for something deeper, write down Soul Guide in the comment section below, because I've created this free sacred blueprint that will tell you what soul healing is, what it means to heal at a spiritual level, what it means to heal at an energetic level. You can transmute that pain, you can recalibrate your energy, You can recalibrate your energetic wounds. You can change that inner dialogue, those inner thoughts, into a beautiful awakening, which will bring all the meaning and make sense to everything that you have been looking for. So comment below, give me the soul guide. I'll share the link with you. Lesson 4. From aesthetic healing to inner transformation, what helped me shift? The turning point came in my life when I stopped doing things externally to make it look like I'm doing the work, to really doing the work at my inner level, at my inner energetic level, at my soul level. That's when I started to see the needle move. And I have been studying these spiritual teachings, spiritual wisdom, being on the path for 9 years now. And when this devastation came in my own life, I started to apply all that I have been learning, put that into action to see how, how I can heal. And I truly healed within 4 months when I started to apply these teachings, this wisdom shared by great masters, gurus, and saints. Because God is always working in our favor. Question is, how much are we paying attention to it? How much are we listening to what God is trying to bring? Instead of sitting down with a candle or burning a sage, I sat down with my inner self that what is this trying to teach me? What is this attachment? What is this ego? What are these thoughts? What is my true identity? Who am I? And when I started applying all the spiritual principles, my thoughts started to breathe. My soul started to breathe. I started to find that inner peace in me. I would not cry even thinking about him or talking about him, whereas that was not the case. I could not hold myself from not crying. But these subtle shifts started changing within me. I started getting the inner strength in my soul, whereas these candles, manifestation rituals, they don't work. But healing from within, giving that deep meaning and connecting with your soul solves everything. Because these masters are not teaching us how to look good or how to do these rituals. They are truly wanting to help us elevate our consciousness, become our higher self, and how to live in this materialistic world by raising your vibrations and your frequency. That's the key. That's gold. That's valuable. That's precious. When consciousness rises, you live from your soul up. You naturally stop chasing trends. You'll start to live from that deep wisdom. Your pain becomes a raw material for your spiritual growth, for your ascension. Grief alchemizes into peace, compassion, kindness, oneness. A true reflection question is, are you trying to look you're healed or truly becoming healed? If your soul whispers, I want deep inner healing, comment, give me the soul guide. I'll share the link with you. Lesson 5. Trusting God, universe, when it feels unfair and stopping the replay. I'll share a little bit of my story in context. Like when this devastation happened, I could not believe how could this happen with me. God, how could you do this? I am so much in pain. Why did you bring this to me? What have I done? I have only done good to him. I have only given him all that he wanted and desired and needed. I was battling with this. Like, how can this happen with me when I have not done anything wrong? And it's a true question. When we have not done anything wrong, we do question that. But you have to rise above. You have to understand that there is more. Mind kept replaying the betrayal over and over. Mind kept replaying the pain, the cry. It was me who decided in my mind that he is my forever. And I truly give that benefit of doubt that we go into marriages thinking he is my forever. We don't go into marriages thinking that it will be over one day. So I take that responsibility that it was me, I, who had decided that he is my forever. But Divine saw a bigger plan for me. Divine had a different map, different route for my soul. If he would have stayed, I would have stayed small for my soul. Through this deep heartbreak, I was rerouted into deeper wisdom, purpose, alignment with my soul, alignment with my higher self. When you ask, how do I trust God when this feels so unfair to me? Gentle spiritual answer is unfair from whose lens? Ego's lens or soul lens? Your mind and ego experience this as cruelty, as painful, but your soul is experiencing it as a course correction, as a rerouting you on your path. Despite even his betrayal, end up becoming a blessing for my soul. In the moment, yes, I experienced the pain, I experienced the hurt, but it was a blessing to my soul because he did me a favor by relieving me. That's why I call this a divine intervention. The divine came and God pulled me out because God knows, God saw that this is not my path. This is not the path my soul has decided to walk on. Therefore, let's separate their paths, because had I stayed on the path he was walking on, I would have lived small for my soul. But I had a greater purpose, greater path. I'm becoming my higher self. I have become a higher self to a degree, and I keep growing. We keep evolving. Because, when you stop seeing this from a lens of pain and start seeing this from a lens of what is the divine trying to teach me, what the universe is trying to teach me, and you begin to walk on the path that's unfolding in front of you without resistance. If you can accept that even a small part of this is becoming a blessing for you, write down blessing in disguise in the comment section below. You're not alone, my friend. If you're a mom who is spiritual at heart and want to look at the work that transforms you from soul up, that's the kind of work I do, transmuting your energetic wounds and recalibrating your energy, changing your inner dialogue and your inner thoughts with deeper healing, growth, awakening, community, daily support. So you stop chasing the trends that doesn't touch the deepest pain and start living from your higher self, from your soul level. If that speaks to you and you feel like connecting with me, I've left a link for you in the description box below. If this video helps you resonate, watch my next video on the screen, From Devastating Heartbreak to Inner Peace, my spiritual healing journey through separation. I walk you through my own journey of healing step by step. Thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.